The job of government is certainly not to create jobs. Jobs are a means, not an end in themselves. We all want to have enough money to buy the things we need for ourselves and our families. We want a system that produces those things. So only private workers can create the great diversity of products that we depend on. Government workers, at best, support the private sector by providing roads, services, protection. So an economy that produces jobs is just a politically convenient fiction, and yet that's the entire program of the left. And so in both nationally and here, what we hear is that all of these budget cuts are going to destroy jobs. Well, those aren't real jobs in the first place, and I wanted to talk a little bit about why from an economic perspective. If you take money away from people who've earned it and create government jobs, you've done two things. You've reduced the incentives to make the products and services that families need because you have to pay for them with taxes or with deficits. And you've seduced, and I use that word advisedly, you've seduced an actually potentially productive job seeker away from productive employment in the private sector into a public sector job. Now, a lot of our government employees, our police, our military and firefighters, ambulance drivers, are crucial for the system to work. You have to admire and honor the people who run towards the sound of the guns. You have to admire the people that drive towards the fire, who drive towards the disaster. I don't mean to dishonor them at all. But those are things that we need so that the economy can produce the things that we actually want. It's more of a constraint than an objective. Problem is that two things go together. One, government jobs, and two, necessary and efficient services to taxpayers. We've lost sight of the second. All the shovel-ready jobs, all those people were ready to shovel was more manure. There's no such thing as a shovel-ready job, and they admitted that soon afterwards. If you're going to have some sort of construction project, you're looking at 3 years of environmental impact and regulatory process before you're going to be allowed to do anything. So to the extent that those were shovel-ready jobs, those were jobs and projects that had been planned 3 years before, had started 3 years before. All it did was temporarily displace a small amount of taxes so that state governments, largely controlled by Democrats at the time, though not now, could buy votes by saying, look, we don't have to raise taxes to pay for these projects.